Aloha, happy Aloha Monday, guys. We've been over sitting in chat, talking, researching, hearing about updates from not you and a little chick who is on her or his way into the world right now. So we will hopefully be getting updates from Chicken Lady throughout this live. And all, but this is we've been talking in chat actually for maybe what last 30 minutes or so off and on. This is a case that I think most of us had not heard about prior to today. A couple of you, I know, like Chris lives in the general vicinity, when we're talking regions and all that. So he knew a little bit more about it. A couple other people picked up on it over the weekend. However, it's a new case for many of us, including me. And gang, what started off for me as two missing women, I honestly I'm really hoping we're not talking foul play here, but it's really starting to feel more and more like it is a foul play case. And then I will also give you guys some updates on Caleb, nothing major, but there was some updated articles about the timeline. The police came out with the timeline and all. So we will share that. That's going to be near the end of this live because I do want to talk about Veronica and Jillian. I've got their pictures right up in the corner there. And we need to, because even if it is a case of foul play, people may have seen stuff while they were driving. Okay. And the more people who know about this, the better off that if there is someone who saw something or heard something, that we might reach the right person. So, but in the meantime, let's say hi to a bunch of people in chat as we're getting the notice out. We had Princess Megan Elsa first in chat and Mama Jane. Gonna try to her best to be here. Love you, my dear. Joy, just read about this, not really much, and there really hasn't been much. It's starting to expand as people, guys, you know how we do it. Once people start sleuthing, you start pulling in stuff, you start doing some research into what was going on, how are people connected, things like that. And that's what's starting to scare a lot of people, is what we're starting to pull together. Patriotism, hello, my dear. You're reading about it. You voted. Yeah, patriotism actually voted the exact way I would have done it when I first started thinking, who am I going to cover today? Because I knew nothing other than actually sleuth and sleuth in BC. And I had a couple of you guys send me messages this morning with the poster about the two of them. And that was all I knew. And so I've gotten a lot more since then. And I'm sure as we talk, we're going to get more information. Who else? Yes, Cassie, you want more treats or scratching my arm? Like, please, mommy, please give me more treats. This is how I become a nice, big, little, chunky little puppy here. So, and let's see, Joy in the chat. I'm going to have to stay up to Oklahoma is sending the, oh no. We are getting that time of year where you guys on the mainland, especially the Midwest, okay, Tornado Alley. Yeah, this is that time of year for sure. I remember I used to live in Missouri, so yeah, I remember that one for sure. So hopefully you'll stay safe though. Chicken Lady, as I said, is watching an egg hatch right now. We do actually have some, she sent me the greatest story about Keiki, guys. Someday I'm going to share this story with you guys. But Keiki is living up to her name and everything that we do here. I mean, she basically, there's a little baby chick right now who is best friends with Keiki. And oh my gosh, it's the sweetest. I'm going to have to share it with you guys at some point and everything. But Keiki's little friend, Truly, who's the new little chick over there, has another little friend being born right now. So hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about that as the time goes on. And you checked it earlier and thought it's not making, I'll take my meds. I'm fine. Take my meds. I can go to sleep and all. And then all of a sudden, yeah, exactly. April Fools. You know what, Chicken Lady, you need to call this one April. Okay, April. Okay, you can make it longer or something, or there's got to be, guys, April Fool's name for a chicken. We need ideas for her. So, and Miss, okay, we got patriotism here, and was helping us with studying and looking. Kathleen, hello, Miss Kathleen. Cristola. We always love our Cristola. Chicken Lady, what kind is hatching? She got some little ones. I love it. You guys gotta go over there and watch and see them. So Gia, how are you, my dear Gia? This is Oklahoma, Kansas. Okay, they were heading to Oklahoma. This happened right across the line between Kansas and Oklahoma. So it's really right on the border between the two states. Name it Donald Duck. Yes, Cristola. That's it. And Miss Danette, how you doing, my dear? And I think, okay, you're next door to this. You are. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm my biggest concern before I did any research on this case was honestly, I was thinking, oh gosh, I hope there isn't a highway type killer, or did someone grab them for trafficking, whatever, because it's strange for two women who are not related. Okay, they're not in a relationship, they're not related, there's nothing else like that going on, to go missing at the same time and their car be left abandoned on the roadside. You are left with some very serious concerns. Okay, why did they disappear? What is this? What the car itself? What's the situation of the car? We are hearing things, nothing official. We are definitely starting to get a little bit more, but we don't know. Is it rumor mill right now or is it not? But if it is rumor mill, we are talking foul play at this point. But we don't know. And that's the reason why we come here. We try to stick to the facts as much as we can get them. And there are actually a lot more facts on this case than we are seeing initially. Once you start looking into it and trying to find and fill in the pukas, the holes, as we say here in Hawaii. So, what I want, yeah, there is huge questions on some of these things. Okay, I mean, this is two moms. Okay, I was looking at Jillian. Jillian, okay, just a couple little things about them. Jillian is actually the first of the two pictures you see right up there. Jillian is more middle-aged. Okay, she is the wife of a minister. She was actually going with, okay, Veronica, to visit Veronica's two children. Veronica has two children who are currently, it looks like, in the custody of her ex's mother. Now, there's a lot of history going on here, and there is, I suspect, a potential custody case going on. It looks like the children initially were taken away because of abuse allegations, not with mom or dad, but with mom's brother. And there were some substantiated accusations of molestation. And so the two children were taken, and dad had custody. Dad is currently, right now, in drug treatment, it looks like. So the kids are in the custody of his mother at this time. There has been a long standing custody case back and forth since it looked like 2020, 2019. So, lot of long, and you guys know the longer something goes on, the more emotions get tied in with it. And also, I am going to pull up an article, but just I wanted to give you some of that information. I was looking at pictures of Jillian's family and her kids, her four kids, and they're all wearing these matching t-shirts, okay, with the name of the family, okay, the Kelley family, and each of the kids' names and all that. And just looks like such an amazing family. And it looks like Jillian was out there to help Veronica, to go with Veronica, okay, on a supervised visit. As you're going to see from this article before we get into the interview, it looks like maybe they were picking up the kids to go to a birthday party. So we'll have to see that. Exactly, Amber. That's exactly. And then I have two at my feet also. So it's like, feed this one, feed those two, feed this one, and they've been playing like crazy. She's like, I want all the attention. Huh? They all got groomed over the weekend. So they're all, we're going to go celebrate my mom's birthday up on the North Shore this weekend. So I wanted them all nice and pretty. Gia is like, geez, I was across the border with my 11-year-old grandson at a truck stop for an hour meeting my other grand. Wow. And see, yeah, this area is open. It is like totally nothing. It's farmland. It is this is not going to be a case of, can you pull up Zoom, sorry, I'm going into the Zoom meeting after this, ring footage. Okay, wise cam footage, surveillance of any sort. I don't think that's something we're going to see here. I'll pull up in a bit the actual map so you guys can see that. But, thank you, Amber, or not that Amber. So, thank you, my dear. And also, let me go ahead. I'm going to pull this up first. And let's go through this. It gives us a good basic of what we knew going into this. This started up, they were giving us the information. And as the day has gone on, they've been updating pretty well. And also, I do want to show though first before anything, let's look at these pictures just because I think that's the most important here. Is to, of course, it doesn't want to go forward. Computer is being such a pain in the whatever. So, well, let's shut that down and let's do it this way then. So, anyhow, and hush, Cassie, here, you can have another treat. Keep the mouth busy. If you're eating, you can bark. Yeah. So, okay, so this is all coming from, this article from Guyman, Oklahoma. And as they're saying here, a mother and a preacher's wife were picking up young kids for a birthday party when they vanished. So 27-year-old Veronica, who is the second of the two pictures up in the corner. Okay, wanted to make sure of that. And 39-year-old Jillian Kelley were reported missing on Saturday. To give you guys some information on that, they were last seen Saturday morning. There has been no cell phone activity since 9:45 that morning. So Saturday morning, 9:45 is the last anyone saw anything active on a cell phone or anything. Hello, Sleuth Mom. How you doing, my dear? Hey, Mel. How you doing? You too. Hello, hello, aloha. A person close to Butler who asked to remain anonymous told ABC7 that Butler was supposed to pick up her 6-year-old daughter and her 8-year-old son in Eva, Oklahoma, to celebrate her daughter's birthday. Kelley, who is the wife of a preacher, traveled with her from Elkhart, Kansas. But the 16-mile trip ended 3 miles short. Okay, I'm going to pull it up on a map in just a second, but according to Oklahoma SBI, their car was found abandoned near Highway 95 and Road L. Road L is literally a dirt road out in the middle of farmland. Okay, and just 3 miles north of Eva, so they were very, very close to where their destination, according to this article, was. Police are not really going into that information. They're not talking about the vehicle much or anything like that. But from what we are seeing here from ABC7, that's where they were headed. It's really hard to deal with knowing that someone I've been in contact with since I was 16 years old is missing. It's been really difficult, says the source. So what I want to do real quickly before we go into this is I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to, hey, Libra Moon, how you doing, my dear? And I'm going to pull up the map because I want to show you guys, give you guys a little better understanding of where we are talking about. Because I'm not sure about you guys, but I need stuff like this. Okay, so the two of them are coming from, okay, and the one location I could verify is First Christian Church in, is it Hugoton? Okay, I'm thinking Hugoton. It could be Hugoton, but I'm thinking Hugoton. Okay, Jillian's husband is the minister at this church right here. So general vicinity, of where they know. So got to live fairly close to this area. They were coming south. Okay, let me go. There we go. South, going along, probably coming along 56, I'm thinking. And then at some point here around Elkhart, they turned left to go, or south to go towards Eva. Keys is listed here because that is a location I was able to connect with the father of the children. And also, I wasn't sure initially where that was. But according to what we are hearing here by ABC, this is the direction of where they were wanting to go. Okay, here is a little town of Eva out here. Teeny tiny little area, okay, showing up as Eva. And also, not sure if it connects into some other areas, but there we go. Hello again, Miss Princess Megan. And now for the vehicle. Here's where the vehicle was found. So you're seeing they literally were, let's try this right now. Okay. 2.5 miles from their final destination. That's where the car was actually found. Now, how was the car found? Law enforcement is not saying anything about how the car has been found. They are being very quiet about it. There is some discussion going on among people who are from the area, or that there may have been blood around the car, broken glass, things like that. They are definitely not sharing this information out yet, and due to that, I can't say it's verified or not. It is being said more and more, though, at this point. Hey, Music City Mom, how you doing, my dear? Welcome, welcome. And yes, Crystal, we have the best little community, little home out here. Yes, Cassie. And this one runs it right here. This is the one who runs the whole Ohana here. So, okay, so I'm going to pull us back to the yard now that you guys have seen the area. And hey, gang, actually, before I do that, let's do this. Let's go back down. Let's show y'all this area. There's nothing here. I mean, this is literally nothing here. Okay, let's go down to the ground real quickly. This is what you're looking at. As far as you can see, no trees. I don't know right now what the ground is like. Okay, are there any crops there, things like that? There could be. I'm not sure what type of land this is used for. And but it's definitely, yeah, it's miles and miles of nothing. And so important for us to remember in the back of our head with this. That's why initially when I saw the information, I got so nervous about, did the car break down and someone came by and grabbed them? What were the things? Yeah, there's nothing there whatsoever. So let me get back to our little article here so we can go back. There's some crazy weather right now too. Okay, and I know I keep reading about the mainland having really bad storms right now. So, and yeah, that's right up Tornado Alley too. So I'm sure the storms are even 10 times worse. So yikes, not good, not good at all. So OSBI cannot confirm what the source is telling, okay, ABC7 here. We still don't know why and where these women were going and where they were exactly coming from. This is OSBI. We do not know their exact relationship together. All that is still under investigation. Of course, this is still the investigation, okay, initial stages too. So we're definitely gathering more and more information. They were going to go see the kids. Okay, one was there. Okay, Jillian was there to help. Okay, Veronica, moral support, as well as just, okay, we are hearing that it was a supervised visit. Music City Mom, this is actually right on the border between Kansas and Oklahoma and happened on Saturday. And they still have not found the women here. Sleuth Mom, what did you just say? I could understand if one of these women, that's it exactly. Okay, if this was just one woman going missing, but based on information, okay, but it makes no sense for both to just vanish. These are not two women who had a relationship going and were running away. This is nothing. Okay, they both had, I mean, Veronica, okay, the mother of the two children that were going to go get picked up, is fairly recently engaged. Okay, she's in the process of planning a wedding. Okay, Jillian, on the other hand, is married to a minister. She has 4 children. Okay, the children are their lives. I mean, go over to Facebook and you can see their children are their lives. And also, it doesn't make sense for these two to just vanish. Seems like just a friend that went with the girl to go see, and it could be, I am hearing that they were supervised visits, and if so, then that makes sense. She would be the supervised. If not, good friend going to help give moral support and things like that. And there's no logical reason for them to be, yeah, none whatsoever. And all so according to ABC News, they are telling us they were going to go pick up the 2 kids. It was the birthday for one of the kids, the daughter, and they were going to celebrate her birthday. And that's why they were heading that direction. ABC7 also asked OSBI what kind of shape the car was in when it was found. Okay, what was in it? Are there suspects? All that. And again, they're told all that's under investigation. The person close to Butler said they are trying to hope for the best, but they know the odds of a positive outcome are getting lower and lower the longer the women go missing. Okay, I know the first 24 to 48 hours are the most crucial time to try to find someone, and knowing that it's been longer, it's taking a toll on us. And that's the end of that article. Now, what I want to do real quickly is this. There is a video. Let me pull, actually, before I do that, I'll just show you guys real quickly the article, the pictures and all that OSBI did share out initially, and everything. There's very little information here. Everything basically here is what we've discussed. But the one thing that I have not mentioned is if you have information, please send it to tips@osbi.ok.gov or 1-800-522-8017. Just call 911 if you need to do that. And also, and these are the 2 women, just to pull you guys up a larger picture of the 2. There's also a lot in this 131 here, a lot of family, friends type, okay, kind of putting in their 2 cents of what's going on. Christola, when did this happen? This happened on Saturday. They were last seen Saturday morning, and their cell phones last had activity at 9:45 a.m. We don't know where that was or anything like that. Getting more information on the both cell phones is going to be very interesting. So let's pull up next real quickly. This weekend, Saturday. And let me find it real quickly. There was a interview. Okay, here we go, right here. Okay, this interview was done to talk with the police, FBI, OSBI, and get more information, or as much information as possible. So I have listened to it once. I have not gone in depth on it because I wanted to pull it back here and all of us listen to it together. It's 13 minutes long. And we will see. There is no, we'll see. Maybe I'll see if you guys can see. I have just downloaded a closed captioner, but I don't know if it shares it with you guys or not. So we'll find out right now. So we're going to go ahead and start this.
Hi there, Cakeland. Annette Wallace here, wanting to give you a quick update on the investigation of
Yeah, one second. Just checking with you guys about volume on that and see how that is. And Annette, this is, like I said, coming KKE News, Annette Wallace. It's a really, really good interview. Welcome, my dear. Thank you for putting out all that information on Caleb. Thank you. So I'm really hoping, Caleb, this has been way too many things. He's got to find. Okay, we've got to get people out there looking for him. So thank you, Arctic. And
Two
okay,
women
here we
missing
go.
from Southwest Kansas, a developing story, a big story from the weekend that so many people have their eye on. And
Thank
this
you,
is what
Arctic.
is taking place. So I just got off the phone having a Zoom conversation with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, and they're walking me through everything that had taken place since they got involved. They're the lead agency looking into things, a lot of agencies actually taking part into the case of these two women. So we have Veronica Butler and Jillian.
I'm going to stop it right there so we have the pictures there because we got a couple people joining in. Arctic, again, thanks. I'm going to have to go check yours coverage out on this one also because this one, I'm really worried. Prayers out to them because I'm super worried about foul play on this case. Click and Go is here in the house and Chris is in the house. I'm thinking that there's either a suspicious person or a known person. Kind of where my thoughts are going right now too. In all honesty, that's where I'm kind of going also. But there could be many ideas, but yes. Okay.
Kelley, again, women in their 20s and 30s from Hugoton. And so they were heading into Oklahoma to go and pick up Veronica's kids. At least that's my understanding of the situation. But they never got to that place of where they were heading to. We do know that they left Hugoton on Saturday morning, and then their vehicle was found in Texas County, Oklahoma. So past the state line of Kansas into Oklahoma, that far northwest part of Oklahoma. The vehicle in this rural area, the vehicle abandoned. So I had a chat with the OSBI, Hunter McKee, about what he can tell us about what they're doing in this investigation, how the vehicle was found, their concern for these women. Let's take a look. And so
Perfect time to pause on that and say, Joy is an amazing supporter of this channel. Joy, you are amazing. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And who all got extra memberships due to Joy? Joy gave them out. So we've got Patriotism, Music City Mom, Glitter is for Sandwich Maker, and Daddy's Baby Girl. Oh, I love that name. I love that name. And welcome to the Ohana, all 5 of you. And Joy, thank you so much. Cassie, stop growling and say thank you. Stop growling. Yeah. Her little brother is growling at her and barking at her. So, okay, back to this now that we can get into this.
Hunter, we're talking about the case of these two women who went missing this weekend, Veronica and Jillian. A lot of concern from people from Southwest Kansas and certainly from the northwest part of Oklahoma as well. Walk me through what you know about this investigation.
Well, I think that anytime that you have a case like this where you have two women who all of a sudden their vehicle was found in a very rural part of the North Texas County area here in Oklahoma. Their vehicle was found, but they're nowhere to be seen. And us, along with other local law enforcement agencies, are still working to track them down. It is definitely concerning for a number of people in that area, in the northwest area of Oklahoma, and especially that southwest area of Kansas. So right now, I can say that we're doing everything in our power to track down these two people who went missing. This all started on Saturday, by the way. It was the Texas County Sheriff's Office on March 30th, Saturday, that located their vehicle. When the vehicle was found, but the women were not inside and they knew that they had occupied the vehicle previously, that's when they contacted and requested the OSBI to investigate that. Again, this was 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jillian Kelley.
I think definitely between the fact that this is covering right on the border between 2 different states, number one. Okay, you've got people coming from another state and all, it makes a lot of sense. Plus just the fact of where they were located. Totally makes sense that they were pulled in immediately so they can start actually looking at things on both sides of the border. And yeah, Arctic, what you're talking about, there's a long history since it looks like around 2019, 2020, involved in this. And do we know for sure that it's related to the the custody case? No, we don't. We honestly don't. Are there other possibilities? Yeah. It's possible something happened and okay, the car broke down and someone came by them, and okay, we've heard about people being killed along highways. Definitely possible. I'm kind of leaning myself towards what's going on personally, but we don't know. We do know right now. Um, the ex is currently in rehab. So that there's a lot of different things at play here, guys. And this is where the police do the best job in the world. They're going there. Okay, we've got OSBI and they're right now pulling all this stuff together. Okay, trying to actually wade through what is pertinent to the case and what is not. So, hey Tim, how you doing, my dear? Hello, 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 my dear.
And as we said, their vehicle, it was found abandoned. So this was near Highway 95 and Road L. This was just south of Elkhart, Kansas, very rural northern part of Texas County.
Left.
When the sheriff's office requested the OSBI, our agents went up there that day to investigate where this vehicle was located, try to piece together as much as they possibly could to try to, determine what may have happened to both of these people. Right now, we can't say what the exact relationship is of these women, where they were going exactly, and what the circumstances may have been leading up to whenever they did go missing. But we're doing everything in our power right now to try to find out what may have happened. Just to try to do what we can to not only to find these women, but to assist our local law enforcement agencies up there too. We're all working around the clock right now since we've been requested, and doing everything we can. Like I said, when OSBI special agents got this, along with the local law enforcement agencies there, including Texas County Sheriff's Office, as soon as we started kind of going through what we know so far and what we're trying to find out, we're asking that anybody with any information on what may have happened, if anybody has seen these two women before they went missing, if anybody's seen them since, we really need people to contact the OSBI right now to allow us to kind of really try to find out what may have happened. There's two ways that they can do that. They can contact the OSBI. They can reach us at tips@osbi.ok.gov, as well as 1-800-522-8017. And again, doing everything we can to find these two women, and hopefully right now, we're calling this a suspicious disappearance, because as soon as you find a vehicle in the middle of really nowhere that was occupied by two women, and then those two women have really vanished, it's concerning for us as well. So we're really trying to figure out what may have happened and doing everything we can to find them.
So real quickly there, first of all, Kloops, welcome, Kloops. And also, see, that's the problem. There's so many times that, okay, you can be from an area and I find out. There are times that I actually get messages. I live on an island, Shane, and it's like, oh, by the way, local, did you hear that over on Maui, this person's missing, or you got to run away in Maui or whatever? And we don't know. And that's why it's so important. Who may have driven by that road? Yes, it's out in the middle of nowhere. But is there a chance that someone may have been driving by and seen another car in the area? Okay, they might remember things like that. It is suspicious, as they're saying right now, which definitely, that's telling you something right there. Okay, I suspect we are hearing a lot more about the car and stuff that have not been verified. But if what we're hearing is true, it's extremely concerning, and getting the information out. These people had to drive by many other cars. Okay, again, go back to that map and you can see how far of a drive that was. Okay, I'm guessing probably a good 45 minutes or so at least. And also, we'll have to check within that and see what happens with that. So, but welcome, Kloops. And Mason over there on Facebook, welcome. And Arctic is OSBI. Yep, they're all over it. Whoever's responsible, yeah. They're just going through trying to find out what is important, what is not important, and then they'll start zeroing in, I suspect. But right now you've got 6 children who are missing moms right now.
Can you talk about the manpower
Yes,
behind
Joy, they
everything?
did.
Like, I mean, I know multiple agencies, certainly for Southwest Kansas, Hugoton Police, where they're from, involved here, Texas County, you all. Like, are there a lot of different units deployed to this? What type of searches are taking place now?
There are a tremendous amount of, I mean, again, not only the larger agencies like the OSBI, like ourselves, like the sheriff's office, OHP is assisting us with this as well, but so many of the local law enforcement agencies there, people have to understand that, two people just going missing like this does not happen in that area very, very, very often at all. So, of course, when this came out and the search began, everybody did everything they could, and this became a priority for so many of these agencies involved in this. And again, when we're talking about local agencies there, not only the sheriff's offices, the police departments, agencies up in Kansas have stepped up and helped as well. So in that northwest panhandle corner of Oklahoma, I mean, it's everybody that has stepped up and doing everything they can to try to find these women.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to mean a lot to the people who are certainly involved, people from their families, their churches. Just our hearts certainly go out to those people and the law enforcement too, who are working so hard. Yep. I assume boots kind of on the ground. Is there anything in the air for these searches and all that with like the State Highway Patrol and all that too?
Yes. Yes, there's all different kinds of searches. The technology that we're able to equip ourselves with, it's all being used within that entire area. Now, again, what makes it difficult is this is a very rural area, like we had mentioned. But I mean, we're talking about people who are on the ground looking, possibly drones, anything that we can use that we can get our hands on to kind of just make sure that all of that surrounding area is being looked at as closely as it possibly can. That's something that we're using. And again, every law enforcement agency that is assisting with this is using their own technology and equipment in order to kind of look through this area. But again, it's a rural area. There's a lot of ground to track at this point around where that vehicle was found. So really just doing everything we can to make sure that we are looking through.
And I know right now, just so you guys know, there's a lot, when you've got a rural area like this, any of you guys from rural areas know, everyone comes together. Okay, right now, from what I've heard, the church, okay, that Jillian's husband is a minister at, was having vigils all weekend. Yes, it was Easter weekend, but they were also having vigils because of what's going on. Okay, once the time comes that they can come out and search and do things like that, they're going to be out there in droves helping out with that. Let me see real quickly. There were a couple things that popped up in chat. Yeah, they're still, Sleuth, you're right. They've been going through and choosing people, but they have not come up with the final jury pool yet. And Arctic, I have heard that. There it is. There's 6 men, including Caleb, missing from the corpus. I'm going to actually pin that so I can approach that once we get talking about Caleb in a bit, because I do have some thoughts on that actually. But yeah, Sleuth Mom, actually, for those of you who are wondering, Sleuth and her, over on her channel, they were watching the full selection today. I actually was watching in the background while I was doing research, and they are saying it's going to be a shorter day tomorrow, and but it's a good thing to get, because guys, watch that. Yes, it's long, but you can get to hear the thought processes, of the jurors. What are they thinking like? Where is their background from? When it comes to questions like, for example, the death penalty. That was one of the things that there was a lot of discussion going on with it. So Arctic, you did also today. Also on that, or on Caleb? I'll have to find that one out and take a look at that. And but do check out, because I've got it's a great way when you're looking for something to listen in the background. I'm actually happy, Sleuth, you were doing that. I actually am very happy you were doing that. So The police have already invested. Yeah, and that's what I was going to get at, is there are some other connections. Oh, thank you, Sleuth. Thank you. Actually, yeah, if you can send me any of that. If we have time, I do have auditions, not auditions, but first read through for our show and the next play in 2 hours. So, well, hour, not 50 minutes, but I do want to address Caleb also at some point today. So, and yes, Crystal, I saw your message. I like the idea of some more emojis. I love that idea, my dear. I need to give you guys some more. And also, okay, here we go.
Every spot in that area.
Can you comment on like the condition of how the vehicle was found and everything? And was that discovered by like Texas County, like authentically, like they just saw it like abandoned, or was this after Hugoton police put out like, you know, hey, we're looking for these people in this vehicle?
I can tell you this, that right now we can't comment on what the Texas County Sheriff's Office, on what kind of call that they received in order to respond to that area. I know that, of course, like I said, they called us, we were requested, and as soon as that happened, we knew that there was a abandoned vehicle with women missing, and at that point is when we began our comprehensive investigation to try to help the sheriff's office as best we can. But again, circumstances that led up to these women being, going missing, where they were going, where they were coming from, exactly, all of that is still part of our investigation right now.
And one thing that has gotten in the back of my mind, we're not being shown, at least I haven't seen it yet, any pictures of this vehicle at all. Which tells me if they were wanting more information about, yes, the vehicle was found. And, but if they're trying to pull information, okay, about, oh, did anyone see this vehicle come by and another car near it or things like that, they're not showing us what that car looks like for further tips. So does that mean that they may have a good gut feeling leading them right now? Do they already have answers to certain questions? Possible. Very possible. Because otherwise there's a part of me that's thinking, why aren't they sharing more information out than just the pictures of the two people? Okay, just the pictures of Veronica and Jillian. There's nothing further than that to help get information, tips, and stuff from the public. Ghost, how you doing, my dear? And yes, Chase, I saw you in there and forgot to say anything saying hi, but I wanted to say hi for sure. And we got a ghost in chat. Yes, it's an April Fool's Day ghost. No, it's the real ghost. Hey, my dear.
Are there any additional? Oh no, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, that's what makes this tough right now. Is like, is that our agents are still looking at exactly what had occurred, why they were driving on this road, where exactly they were going. So all of that is still being looked at this time.
Yeah, that's tough. It's certainly, I mean, we a lot of people have questions, certainly. I know there's not a whole lot you can say in regard to that all, because we're not here to speculate. We just want to help. But again, if people are, like, I feel like our community online, it really, to me, I mean, time is really important with cases of any missing people. But to see the shares that people have on this case, and to see the collaboration of law enforcement, I think it does speak volumes to the desire for any outcome, and hopefully a positive one.
Yes. I think that not only, I mean, of course, I've talked a lot about the local law enforcement agencies that have helped us out with this case and this search. But as you had mentioned, the people in that area, they want to know what had happened, and they care about these two people. They want, we're all hoping for the best outcome in this search. And, I think that a lot of the residents in Texas County and those surrounding Panhandle counties, even that southern Kansas area, they're all doing what they can. I can tell you this, that our press release, when we put this out yesterday, within about 40 minutes had close to 800 shares. And that just shows the amount of people that saw this and who really care and are willing to do what they can to help us out and help the local law enforcement agencies there to track these two people down. Because, like I had said, it's very important to them, and we're all hoping for the best outcome in this search.
when looking at the information you all put out, and Hugoton Police put out information just the day before too, warning and letting everyone know about this case, what's going on. I'm sure some people with the talk online and everything, they're worried for folks who live in that area too. Is there any alert or anything that we need to know about? Is there any concern for people who are out in that part of Northwest Oklahoma?
There is not.
Okay.
Now, if it gets to a point where if it ever gets to a point where we will definitely let people know. But as of right now, there is not a reason for concern. And again, we're still looking through.
And that says a lot to me, because if it's true what we're hearing about the potential of broken glass and blood and stuff, which again is being shared very, very often, but not officially. And also, of course, we're not sure if that's really real or not. But if that's true, and a car abandoned and 2 women missing, yeah, Ghost, I'd be scared to death if I was, a local. Is there someone out on the roads or things like that? Oh, are they patriotism? News Nation does a great job of that stuff. And, but I'd be scared to death. Is there someone on the roads doing this and all? The fact that they're saying, no, there's no need to be worried about it and all, that's saying something without saying something. Okay, just my gut feel.
All of this to see if somebody else could be involved. And if somebody else is involved, we will definitely let the public know.
Okay. But again, if people want to let you all know, I mean, you can do it anonymously. You can contact local law enforcement or the OSBI.
Yes. Again, I'm just going to go through real quick. You can contact the OSBI. Anybody that knows where these women may have been, any little information about the case, anything helps. So you can contact the OSBI, tips at osbi.ok.gov. Also 1-800-522-8017.
So asking where these women have been, then why aren't they showing the car? Why aren't they showing those things? Because that could answer. Oh, yeah, I saw them at my McDonald's earlier in the day, or stuff like that. That's why I'm saying I think they know a hell of a lot more, and they're just not sharing that. They're sharing what they need to share to speak to the right people. And so exactly, Gia. Why is there no concern if they don't know what happened? I think they know a lot more. Okay, they need to share the information out. People are going to know you have 2 missing women. Okay, in a small community like that, this stuff needs to be out there. And so I just get the feeling that they know more right now, and that's great. That's what they do best. They do best at researching. Do you know if they made it to camp? Honestly, if you want to know the truth, patriotism, we don't know what actually happened. If we really go into the idea of there could be anything, like I said at the beginning of this, it could have been car broke down and someone came by and did something. It could be car broke down, they were walking and something happened. It could be, trafficking volume. It could be someone connected with one of their lives and one person was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, it could be something happened somewhere else and the car was moved there. That's the thing. That's what the police are going to go through. OSBI is going to go through, and they're going to check all that stuff off. And my suspicion is we're going to find out fairly soon in this case.
Any tip is very important for us. Again, if people can reach out to us, that would be great. We really appreciate everybody that has shared our post and doing what they can in order to help find these women.
Okay, great. Is there anything else, Hunter, that you think is important to mention?
No. As soon as I get anything, if there's any updates, I will be certain to let you know.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for your time. And we just want to get the word out there because a lot of people are just that. I mean, obviously, it's so much invested even after you all put that post up online. So we do appreciate your time. So.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Again, if you have a tip that can help with this case, whether you know anything about the women before the incident or even anything suspicious, or
I'm just going to leave this up for a second, and that's what she's going to do is tell us how to get in touch with the police if you know anything. So, yeah, to answer the questions, people were wondering, where were they from? They were from Kansas. They were heading into Oklahoma. Yeah, poor Chase. Poor Chase. Hey, don't wait. It'll happen sooner or later. It'll happen, and for sure. And I just promised everyone that I would pull up the map again. Let me pull up the map. I'm pretty sure. I hope I didn't close it. Nope, I did not. And also, here's the map for those of you who've joined later. Okay. So, oopsie, let me get us out of this area. Okay. So, taking this, let me go north. Reset to north here. Okay. So, the only place I could get with the closest to where they were from was the church that Jillian's husband is a minister at. That is First Christian Church here in Hugoton. Hugoton. Yeah, that's it. So they would have come down here through Rolla, Wilburton, Elkhart, and then at Elkhart, they turned left or turned south and came down this area. They were supposedly on their way to Eva to pick up Veronica's 2 children, one of which, the little girl, was celebrating a birthday, and they were going to go celebrate her birthday. And the car was found right here. Okay, now, is that where the car stopped? Was it taken back there? We don't know. We have no idea. But as we looked earlier, it is miles and miles of nothing. I mean, literally nothing. You got a couple things right up here north, but after that, it is just nothing. And people, I don't know how heavily traveled 95 is. Okay, I have no idea on that, but yeah, and that's it. Sleuth Mom, you're hitting it on the head right there. Okay, a mom's not going to miss their child's birthday. This mom is in the process of trying to get custody back of her children. Okay, again, like I said, she lost custody at one point. There looks like there were substantiated allegations of molestation, not involving mom or dad, but mom's brother. And that is how the children were pulled away and have looks like grown up with her ex's mother. And then dad, okay, her ex has recently been in rehab for 6 months. So they were on the way to her birthday, a little girl's birthday. And from there, they were going to hang out, party, all that. Think about the party that you were going to do. Okay, you could see, okay, maybe the first thing that happens in your head when you hear of 2 people going missing together, okay, was something going on relationship-wise? No, that's not even something in this case. Okay, they're not running away. You literally had Jillian Kelley, who is the wife of a minister. She was going there to provide support for what looks like to be a supervised visit. Okay, they were going there to be together. There is another court date set up for April 17th. There's a hearing involving the custody at that time. So there's a lot of little people. Are these things connected? Possibly, possibly not. Okay, but they're the facts as we know them, definitely. And let's see what else we got here in chat that I can address real quickly here. And also, oh gosh, I'm waiting on the lottery too. Problem is, Hawaii doesn't have a lottery, so that's never going to happen. I would still throw a stay vigilant in there because I am better. No, I agree. I agree, Ghost, because like I said, we don't know. There's still just as much of a possibility that a car could have broken down and they were on the side of the road and something happened to them, some stranger connected thing happened. We don't know. April 17th, a hearing, yes. And this has been a long, long case. Now, again, could be related, may not be. We don't know. Okay, so we'll have to see. Yeah, there you go, Crystal. Chase will get it next round. Joy is amazing, guys. Joy is so freaking amazing. And but yeah, exactly. If it was her alone, you'd worry about Gone Girl type thing. But she's not running away with the pastor's wife, okay, while going to her daughter's birthday. No, that's nearest camera. That's one of the things I was saying, I think, right before you came. I do not expect we're going to be getting much on the front of cameras. Again, let me go into this whole area so you guys can see. I mean, where are you going to have a house with wise cam footage? Okay. Where are you going to have any type of camera along this road? I mean, maybe in theory, you can have something on one of these, okay, wire, maybe, but I doubt it. Okay, now, is there a possibility something happens somewhere else and they brought the car out there? Possibly. I can guarantee you they'll figure that out pretty quick, especially if there is broken glass, because you can pretty much figure that one. Yeah, exactly, Sleuth Mom. That's it. We're gonna have the tumbleweeds. Okay, we got there. Just putting those. It's like the ones that go putting cameras on pigeons, and you have the pigeons flying around and all. And then they get, yeah, we're doing it on our tumbleweeds now too. So, and yeah, there's no woods. I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys who live in this area recognize. We know Google takes pictures at certain times of the year. So this could have been after a harvest or something. Okay, is there the potential that there is things being built there? Not built, but corn, or I don't know, Oklahoma. And I don't see it. It doesn't look like it's necessarily been burnt down for a new crop. But if there's no crop there, oh boy. Yeah, patriotism, always, always. Feel free to do that always. And if I can pull enough, I'll try to. I'm trying to figure out times I can do more lives for you guys. It's just been really hard lately, especially. All the criminals coming in open borders without, yeah, that's definitely a big concern lately too. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to see happening in this case. My suspicion is they've got an idea what's going on here. Sounds good, Mama Jane. What is so sad in this case is I think most of us already have this foul play feeling in this case. And the concern is one, okay, Jillian has 4 kids. 4 children waiting for her at home. Okay, Veronica has 2 children that she visits and has a relationship with. Veronica is engaged. Another reason why, okay, she's in the middle of planning a wedding. Is she going to go running off? No, doesn't make any sense whatsoever that something like that is happening. So we'll have to see what comes out of that. And I'll let you know if I hear anything new with that. However, I do also want to make sure we get a little bit in on Caleb. We've been doing a lot of following up with Caleb just to make sure that his name continues to be out there, and more people are covering him, which I'm happy for, because unfortunately it's only through coverage increasing that we can get many of the larger companies out there to actually search. And that's what needs to happen. Let me see what we got here. Supa, for sure there is not very many things that could have happened that are not foul play. Yeah. And cell service, okay, actually, Sleuth, before moving on, I can't address that. I've had a lot of people that I've read saying that area, cell service is horrible, which I could see. Okay, anyone who's gone driving in long distances in areas like that, cell service can be really bad. And that's what I am hearing in this case. And DL, hey DL, how you doing? Maybe she did indeed run away with the pastor's wife. No, it's possible. And actually, DL, thank you for keeping that in the back of your mind. We don't know. And that's the problem. We're not police. We don't even know the people involved. And it is very, okay, chances are probably not, but we don't know. There's always stranger things have happened. Exactly. And okay, gut is telling me probably not when you put all the other things together. Okay. But it's possible. Hills have eyes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Chase Chase and Crystal are seeing The Hills Have Eyes, Jeepers Creepers, all that. Yeah, yeah, totally. So, okay, let me see if I could pull up the article, which turned out what Slew sent me was actually where I was going to go off of. It was sent to me over the weekend also. Let me see if I can pull it up. It came from police. Okay. So, case in the Discord. There are lots of discussion in case pay. Yeah. If you're in Discord, never want to talk about cases and all, please go in there. We definitely have folders where we can discuss about things, help each other in researching stuff, and which definitely helps me in being able to go live at times too. So this came out over the weekend. Corpus Christi Police Department is the video is the officer just skipped the copy. Thank you for a reminder on that one. And but basically what one of the things that came out of this is they really started looking at the timeline, which we were doing the other day, trying to figure out the timeline around Caleb's disappearance. I have tried to do a couple things. We have the video out now of him just a couple hours before disappearing. There have been some people who have tried to go to the location where he was, where that one picture, the Snapchat picture, showed up. So a lot of people trying to help clear up some of the questions for those of us who do not live near the area. So anyhow, let me see if I can do this without getting volume. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, great. They're going into that, aren't they? Uh-huh. Wait, we got to watch a commercial because we all love commercials, don't we? Yeah, especially about college basketball. Yeah. And also, okay, skip ad, skip the freaking ad and go into this. Okay, let me give it a second to the actual. Okay, here we go. Let me boom. Okay, so we're going to go into this, and this does go into some of the discussions about, because as was being discussed, and I did kind of address this the other day when we talked, there have been a number of other young men, same age, okay, they fit the same racial profile, things like that, who have gone missing in the same area. And of course, that's the first thing people are thinking are, oh my gosh, we've got a serial killer. That's always going to be the first thing in people's minds. Sometimes, however, though, especially when you're near water, there's other potentials going on. Okay, especially when you're near water, you run into a certain grouping of people that, for example, you go out on, okay, if you've ever seen me post from the Elks Club here in Hawaii, we have a statue that I actually do post pictures of regularly that is dedicated to those who are missing at sea, because they go out there fishing or swimming and they get caught in a rip current or things like that. Now, I'm not saying that happens to everyone, but it's important for us to recognize that those things do happen. And he's going to talk about a couple different things here. So here we go.
Investigation.
Well, a couple of things, Bill. Number one, I want the community to know that we are still very actively involved in the investigation. It may not be as visible as it was the first week, where you see officers out combing through fields and riding motorcycles and bikes and whatnot. Most of the investigation now is going on behind the scenes. It has to do with looking into digital data, forensic computer examinations and things like that.
Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with
police.
Caleb's dad by phone. He told me that he was 100% confident in CCPD and what you're doing to find his son. One thing that did concern him was all of the social media chatter out there, the disinformation that folks might be spreading, the allegations that folks might be spreading. What would you like to...
Which I'm going to stop that one, which unfortunately is one of the things. Stop growling, little girl. She's growling at her mom and her actual mom. I have her mom. And also the bigger a case does come, the more the disinformation happens, the more the chatter and all that happens. And it's a weighing of which works. Okay, you need the social media to push okay, for more interest, more money coming in for rewards, okay, attention, all that. But at the same point, you have to balance misinformation. Sleuth mom, see other, yes, I'm actually going to highlight this one because I agree. See other police departments in Tennessee. Yeah. 2 cases in a row that police are telling the public what is going on, correcting rumors. It's not that hard. You don't have to tell everyone everything, but you can share stuff so that we don't have mass chaos going on out here and people feel comfortable and confident that something's happening. Very well said. Very, very well said. Ego, so many families will never get closure. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. There are so many families that don't get closure, Ghost. Whether it's through foul play, okay, someone going missing and it's foul play related and they're never found, or even just living by water, you learn very quickly, unfortunately. I've known multiple people in my life who had a husband or a dad or a mom go out fishing and never returned. And it's a hard one to accept for families. It really is. Not knowing is always the worst. Yeah. Yeah, Ghost. I'm so sorry for your friend because it's a hard one for, and you try to stand by your friend and let them know that they're not alone and all. So I'm sorry for your friend and all. So yeah, prayers for sure. Oopsie, you don't want that. There we
The
go.
community to know just about some of the details to help clear up some of those misconceptions that are out there.
Sure. Social media can be a great tool for law enforcement, especially in a search like this. We have reached out through our social media asking for people to submit any tips, any information they may have. But the other, it's a two-sided sword. The other side of it is that people start speculating and making accusations and going off on tangents with information that they don't have. And unfortunately, we can't tell the public everything that we know in this investigation. It just doesn't work that way. We're not able to be completely transparent and share everything that we know.
Doing this.
But we can very confidently say we have ruled out the roommates as having anything to do with this disappearance. His friends that he was communicating with that night over social media, we've ruled them out. We've ruled out the Uber driver that made the delivery. We have investigated very thoroughly all of those individuals. We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't look at that possibility that they could have been involved. But we've done that, and we've put a lot of work into it initially, and we've crossed them off the list. So our next step is, to continue forward and see, what exactly happened to Caleb. We thoroughly.
So awesome. Just sharing that because you guys know the first thing anyone who's done Arctic, if you're still in here, Sleuth Mom, you've covered him. Okay, if you mention Caleb, one of the first things that people mention, is the roommates. It was the first thing my mom said. The roommates. Okay, but we don't know the rest of the investigation. So if they can rule someone out and just let us know this person's been ruled out, it not only helps those people who've been wondering, but it helps the person who's having the finger pointed at them. Because think about being those roommates or the Uber driver, things like that, and having all of the internet pointing the finger at you because the police never said that you were cleared. And also just say, if you've cleared someone, say you cleared them so people know.
The roommates were very cooperative with us. There were no signs of any struggle, any violence. Caleb's owned a couple of firearms, several firearms. They were all accounted for. The roommates owned firearms. They were accounted for. The fishing gear, like I said, he was a very avid fisherman, and there was some speculation that maybe he went to go scout a new fishing hole or something like that, as odd as it seems at 3 a.m, but all his fishing gear was there, his waders were there, so there was nothing like that that would suggest that he was, had gone off on his own. for any great distance.
With the amount of attention a case like this gets when you are talking about a missing college student, this is receiving national attention. How do you handle the amount of maybe tips or information coming in as a police department?
Well, we set up a couple of different venues where there again, like I said, we try to use social media to get help from the public. We've made that outreach.
Awesome.
We've given them several numbers to call. We've suggested Crime Stoppers is one of the ways that they can submit anonymous tips if they don't want to be identified. There's also a tip line that the family has set up along with a reward. Those tips come to us. We review those tips and for viability to see if they're something that we should be following up on immediately or something that can be delayed, but we review all of them. So far we've probably gotten around 50 tips altogether, maybe.
By the way, I'm not sure if they do mention this here. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that reward has been increased. It's now $50,000, and they've taken that. Remember, it was expiring at the end of the month. That expiration has been taken off, and also wanted to let y'all know that.
Maybe more than that through the several different ways that we're getting them.
At this point in the investigation, are you looking locally, or are you also looking outside of the area for any information coming in?
We haven't ruled out anything at this point. Certainly we started the search immediately right around where he lived, where he was last.
Hey there, sorry, I'm just gonna put that. And yeah, sorry, Patriotas, I saw that and then I got listening and forgot to go back to it and all. And as friends, it's important to be able to clear those because you're going through mourning, having concerns about a friend. Okay, put it in the roommates right now. Okay, you were able to be in that position of knowing how this is affecting everyone. And if people just open up and just say, hey, yes, we've cleared these people. We know that it's the unknown that really makes it hard for family and friends. It's that unknown. So, and it's the same for us. And I'm sorry. And also, you've helped with giving information and all that. You can always tell when something hits someone in a different way. And also, Crystalla, what are you doing wrong? Oh boy, no. Let me take a look and I'll let you know.
Last seen, and where the social media, where the digital information from his phone indicated where he was last. We've expanded that search in ways of reaching out to people that had spoken to him on the phone, things like that. But no, we haven't limited ourselves, and we won't limit ourselves until we know exactly where he is.
I know there's been a lot of chatter on social media, but regarding his last ping, possibly at a nearby business, what would you like to tell the community, of course, of what y'all have learned?
Initially, it was a very urgent situation where we were trying to get information back from the cell phone providers and try to get that information really quickly and analyze it quickly. And as a result, I think there was some bad information that it tended to show that his phone was pinging miles away from where he lived or where he was last seen.
That caused a lot of confusion.
I think as we've progressed in the last couple of weeks and reanalyzed that information and gathered more information from the cell providers, the working theory we have right now is that that last ping was probably right either in the complex or out on the street right in front of the complex. It's an evolving investigation, and that could change based on the information that we continue to get back from the providers, from the social media applications and whatnot that he had on his phone and on his computer. So it's potentially could change, but right now we feel pretty confident about that right now.
Do you still need people in the community, of course, if they might have any doorbell camera, Ring camera, Blink cameras, anything like that? How much does that help out in an investigation like this?
Oh, it's tremendous. Unfortunately, the night he disappeared, it was extremely foggy. And the video that we've collected already, we've already collected gone to over 50 businesses and different private residences.
Yeah, that's one of the things that has been the biggest problem they've had with the footage, because we know footage is key. And all of us thought, oh, there'd be tons of footage in this case. I mean, college town, you've got all these kids. How many kids they're using things like, okay, ring cam, wise cam, stuff like that. The problem is, it was, first of all, super freaking foggy that night. So basically, all you see are these dark outlines of human beings. Okay. Second of all, they started running into a lot of people, from it sounds like, that video footage has expiration dates on it. If you don't have enough room to save all this footage, it just keeps recording over. And in fact, they came out and told people, hey, you might want to make sure, put it for a whole month instead of just a couple days. Exactly for cases like this. And you're welcome, Crystal. I need to put it in Discord. And I thought I did, but I don't think I did. So I'll fix that. So.
And collected video. Of the 50 that we've been to, we've collected, I believe, 27 different sources of video. The problem with that is a lot of it is very difficult to see because it was so foggy that night. But it is valuable to us. We're using it. So to answer your question, yes, if there's anybody certainly within that complex that has doorbell camera from that evening that they think would be useful to us, or anywhere in the surrounding area, we're still looking, and we'll continue to look. We've got people out today looking for video, still for video sources, maybe not necessarily right there in that area, but the surrounding area. It's ongoing, but we believe the last place that he was seen, that we can definitively say he was at, is near that bridge right out in front of the apartment complex. And there again, because it was so foggy that night, one of the initial thoughts was maybe he got hit by a car. But we searched that area so well, there was no sign of any accident.
How many of us didn't even think of that idea?
Broken headlights or taillights or turn signals, no blood, nothing that would indicate that.
There's so many people out there who are helping search, volunteers who are out there, people coming in from outside the city to help in those search efforts. What advice do you have for them to stay safe while they are searching? I was out with a small group of people yesterday, and they were going through some pretty difficult elements, the mud, the brush, and they were coming across some homeless encampments as well.
Chase, are you out there? Is that what you're saying there, that you've been out there? I love it that so many of us in this community we're here on YouTube talking about cases, but then a case hits nearby and we also get it active. We don't just switch over to the computer and just continue watching on YouTube. I see people every time, if they're close to a case, they get active, which is great. Barbara, welcome. Aloha and welcome, my dear. And so, it's definitely great to see that. And actually a good question, because searching anywhere gets especially with water nearby too.
First of all, I think it's incredible. The response that has come from our community, Caleb's community.
Chase, it's not April Fool's Day. Somewhere in the world, April Fool's Day is done, okay? Okay, somewhere, even though in Hawaii it lasts longer than anywhere else. And all because we're one of the last time zones. But anyhow, see if I ever believe you again, my dear. See, just check.
Community, New Braunfels and San Antonio, his friends, the university, it's really an incredible thing to see from our standpoint, that many people are willing to take time out of their day and go out and search for this young man. It's an incredible a thing to see from law enforcement side. To answer your question, we want them to be as cautious as possible and use as much safety techniques and safety tactics as they can. The brush around here is heavy, it's thick, you can easily cut yourself. There's broken glass, there's all kinds of things, fish hooks in a lot of these areas that they're going around in, and also venomous snakes. We have rattlers and water moccasins and things like that in those areas, so they need to be very cautious when they're doing those searches. Additionally, one of the things that we saw was that I have seen on social media is going down into enclosed areas like culverts, enclosed drainage pipes, things like that. Our dive team, when they did their search,
done all that.
they actually have equipment that we use along with the fire department to detect dangerous gases. And we were actually told, do not go in that drainage ditch or that one drainage culvert, enclosed culvert, because there could be methane gas and whatnot in there. So we would certainly encourage them to be very cautious if they have any of that type of safety equipment available to test before they go in there, because we'd hate to see another tragedy with people that are doing the right thing for the right reason, and we would certainly hate to see anybody get hurt.
And could you see being the family, Caleb's family, and if someone in trying to help find Caleb or any missing person out there, okay, if they got themselves in some sort of accident and the injury was life-threatening or changed their life forever, it it would be horrible. That family would live with that on top of everything else. So recognizing, and but that's also why it's important for the police to let everyone know what's going on. Because if we as the community know what the search is about and what to look for and things like that, okay, and are being coordinated with us, then we realize, oh, I don't need to do that, or oh yeah, I haven't thought about snakes or stuff like that. Okay, like Joy is mentioning here. And but if they don't tell us any of these things, then we're going to think, oh wait, maybe they haven't gone into this area. Oh, Chase, spiders freak me out. Don't even get me going. We don't have snakes in Hawaii. Snakes in Hawaii do not happen. We are very lucky about that. Spiders, centipedes, cockroaches, yeah. And I don't like them. Okay, we have a contract. They stay outside. They do not come inside. If they come inside, they are sentenced to death. That's all it is. That easy. Not hard for them to figure out. Yeah.
Or seriously injured.
There are a few other missing person cases as
Here we
well
go.
that are still open. But when you have cases like this, or when you have an investigation like this, do you add more people to focus on that investigation, or is it a department-wide type of deal where everyone kind of gets involved?
Well, in this particular situation, the circumstances were so unusual. The circumstances here were very unusual from the beginning. Our investigators, our detectives got involved very quickly, where normally there's a time period before they start getting actively involved, as actively involved. That's not saying we're not doing anything. We immediately put out bolos, be on the lookouts for people that are missing. That happens
They were
immediately as
right
soon
on
as
this case, guys.
the first officer gets there and determines that, yeah, there's enough to substantiate this person's missing. That happens immediately. So then every officer in the city is looking for that individual, and if they come across them, just routinely, the dispatchers will let them know, hey, that's a missing person you're talking to, and we do that. So, but in this case, it was much different. So immediately we started getting a lot of people involved. We had detectives out there. We recruited Texas Search and Rescue. We recruited, I say recruited them, we reached out to them to assist in the search. We did a massive search around the immediate area. We brought in our forensic computer examiners to download his laptop.
His computer.
We brought in crime analysts to go out and start searching for surveillance video for.
What is great is so many of us, we didn't know about this case. No one was talking about the case. People are starting to talk about Caleb more now, but before, no one was. But they were right on it from day one. From day one, they were trying to put together searches and all sorts of stuff. Chase, Hawaii and tarantulas. Those of you who are watching later and not watching chat, and I'm laughing at times, we are having a bug discussion in chat right now. We have something called a cane spider in Hawaii. It's like that big. It's kind of thinner and wirier than a tarantula per se. But literally, I'll never forget when I was learning to drive. I was in high school and I got into my Honda Accord. And right there on the steering wheel, I get in, I get down, there's one sitting right on the steering wheel. Needless to say, I bought 2 bug bombs and I bombed the hell out of my car. It was horrible. But yeah, no, we have some kind of fun little buggers, that's for sure. So, Texas EquiSearch and all, there have been some groups going out there and searching. I think we need to get some revisiting it, especially as time goes on. Because if something did happen on a foul play side, you don't know if something wasn't there, and now all of a sudden there's something there. You sure you don't want? Oh, of course, I could show you actually, Sleuth. I've never sent you the video that I sent Robbie when we had a B-52 cockroach that was this big that I had to put to death. And I thought it was dead. I'm videotaping it and it started moving and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. I'm calming down now. Sorry. I'm not good with those things at all. And I got to go to the North Shore this weekend, which is filled with these little buggers. And no, I'm not happy about that at all. I know. Sorry, guys. You're going to sleep after this. I'm not. No, not at all. So,
Ring
okay.
camera video and whatnot. I know
There's no way.
there's been several in social media suggesting that we've had several missing persons of the same age and
Okay, here we go.
males,
Here's
and
the discussion.
there appears to be maybe some kind of conspiracy or
Addressing
something
a
going on.
serial
Early on in the investigation, we went back and reviewed all of the missing persons reports for the last 3 years to look to see if there was any connection. Now, there are some similarities, and there's some similarities. Caleb was an avid fisherman, avid hunter. We've had a couple other missing persons where it's similar. They're avid fishermen or avid hunters. But there was nothing that we found that showed any type of a connection. And the analogy I would make is if you had 4 or 5 missing young men from Breckenridge, Colorado, it probably wouldn't be a surprise to find out that they were all avid skiers,
Years.
right? Because the area we live in, there's a lot of young men and they like to fish, they like to hunt. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's connected. It's just,
Could
okay,
be,
they have kind of
but
the
doesn't
same
mean.
interests. And that's pretty much what we found.
Earlier, I had mentioned that we spoke with Caleb's dad, and he said he was 100% confident in CCPD that you guys are doing everything you can to find his son. Are you confident in the department and the work you guys are doing to find Caleb?
I'm very confident. I've been amazed by the work that's being done behind the scenes. We have some very talented people. They're not out on, driving around in a patrol car. They're behind the scenes going through computer data, issuing search warrants for digital information,
So many people
subpoenas,
involved.
all those types of things. And it's not a glamorous job, but they're doing incredible work. And then just the amount of sharing that's going on right now between us. We have U.S. Marshals assisting us. We have the FBI assisting us. We have the Texas Rangers assisting us. And there's no egos going on. Everybody's sharing information. Everybody's working together. So I'm very confident that we are doing everything we possibly can to find this young man.
So there's the rest of that. Well, actually, I'm going to stop it there because of music and all that. But yes, there's always, Christola, there's always possibilities, but not every connection is a connection. It could be. And that's where they keep track. Okay. And you look and you try to take a look at it. But that's why we just in general, if you're hunting, if you're the type of person who goes out hunting, you're going to take precautions. Okay. Am I muted? No, I'm not, Sleuth, so stop it. Next, she's going to tell me I have a big cockroach running up the side of there or something like that. So, you're telling me mute the other. Yeah. I got that. Sorry. Time delay. Yes. Sleuth is always trying to remind me because I'm horrible. I get into it and I forget to do things like that. So, and at first I thought you were telling me I was muted. I'm like, no, I'm not muted. Ah, April Fool's Day. I hate April Fool's Day, guys. I seriously hate April Fool's Day because I am so gullible. I will fall for everything before I sit back and think and be like, oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. No. So, and yeah, you got it. You got it. So, okay, I figured it out. Just took me a little, yeah, it took me a little longer. So, I'm really, yeah, it's finding out if you participate in certain things, you're at a higher risk okay, certain behaviors give you a higher risk for certain outcomes. Okay, my brother is recently learning how to surf. It drives my mom crazy because we have sharks and it's freaked her out from the beginning. But what does he do now? He literally just went and spent 100 freaking bucks to get one of those bracelets that you wear on your ankle and puts out a high, okay, electronic signal of some sort, okay, and it keeps sharks away. Okay, so when we deal in certain types of behaviors, we need to protect ourselves. It's like okay, one of us, okay, us gals are taught from the time we are young, okay, if you are going out at night, what do you do with your keys? Okay, let me ask you guys in chat right now. What do you do with your keys if you are walking out of a movie or out of a theater or out of school and you're in a area where there's not a lot of other people or anything and you've got keys in your hand, what are you going to do? Okay? If you were taught like my mom, and I know there's a time delay here for you guys all to type all this stuff up, okay, you're going to take those keys and you're going to put them in your hand so they become a weapon. So we have to do those things because there are certain behaviors that put you at a higher danger and all. So yeah, so those are the things that are important for us to take a look at. Okay, could there be a connection? Yeah, there's always a possible. There they are. I was waiting for that to come out. There's Crystal. I love you, Crystal. You're perfect. And also, we're trained. When you know you're at doing something that could put you at a higher risk for if you're hunting, being shot by someone else, what do? You wear orange, okay, to put yourself at a higher, okay, less chance of being hit. Okay, things like that you do. And but there's always still a possibility out there. Definitely leave them in the car until I get in the car. Oh, this is going to be a fun one, but yes. Wait, there were two questions for me up here. Number one was weather. Weather is gorgeous right now here. We are at a gorgeous 70, balmy 79 degrees at 5:34 p.m. Gonna rain tonight at 10 p.m. it looks like, but it's been gorgeous. It's actually been gorgeous. We're right at that time where the wind changes and things, which is nice. And we get a couple rainstorms that'll come through, but weather's starting to get a little warmer. Now is usually the time I'd say come to Hawaii. Don't come January or February. Don't. It rains nonstop. But right about now, it's a good time to come. So, okay, Crystal. Wait, what's it? Tell them to look out for seals because seals are cute. Have any of you guys ever? Okay, otters. Otters are like sorry, I'm off on a tangent now. Otters, I love otters. I'm like, adore them. And there's this one, Chandler's Wildlife, here on YouTube. I love to watch it because I love to watch about poisonous snakes and stuff like that. But he's got a baby otter right now. And I want a baby otter. I want a baby hedgehog and a baby dog and a baby bird and a baby anything actually works. But anyhow, the baby otter is so freaking adorable. And also, yeah, Chandler's Wildlife. If you love animals, you got to go check him out. It's a lot of fun. But let's see what we now. Okay, babies. Okay, I promised Cristola I would tell you guys this little. They're otter emojis. I never knew we had otter emojis. Oh my gosh. I've got a new favorite emoji. Cassie, would you stop growling, please? Oh my God, what a little, yeah, diva. She's a diva. What can I say? But okay, I promised Christola I would tell you guys about Robbie's April Fool's joke, and I knew about it. I knew about that's why I was being careful, Christola, by the way. And also, um, all of a sudden, we have a mod group, and honestly, if anyone's ever known about Robbie's mod group, it literally is nothing but Oscar making the craziest little comments in the world. It's hilarious because that's literally all that happens. Okay. Once in a while we'll say hi to each other and that's about it. It's kind of funny. Sea monkeys are the best. Oh my God. Sea monkeys are, I actually have a little jar with stuff, okay, with like some shells in it and all. And I used to have tons of sea monkeys in them. And they're brine shrimp. That's all they are is brine shrimp. And also I used to have it. I loved it. So was yeah, nope, I did not tell it yet. Joy, I can't go to Hawaii. Oh, I wish if any of you guys ever come to Hawaii, you gotta let me know because I got to have a chance to get to meet people. Okay, I've got to have that chance no matter what. So definitely please let me know. I'm gonna pull this down. And also let me pull that down. But anyhow, yeah, because I never get to see people because I can't just jump in a car and drive and visit y'all. So but maybe someday. You never know. Never say never. But yeah, Robbie basically turned if any of you guys know, today is the 1 year anniversary of their wedding. 1 year ago today, we were at the little chapel in Vegas, and in fact, there were five of us in the limo driving to the chapel, and we got stuck in traffic. And most people started actually thinking we were following chat, and people are like, "Is this like a okay? Is this April Fool's joke? I need to know. Is this April Fool's joke?" Because we were stuck in traffic horribly. It was horrible. And but nope, they did get married and all that. So anyhow, today we get into April Fools, and all of a sudden in mod chat, okay, and he goes, "Oh, that's a cute picture, Crystal. That is awesome. That picture that you just sent me." Okay, he goes and types in here, and sorry, I am saying what's in here. Okay, all of a sudden, where is it? We're talking about Ghostbusters there. Here we go. Okay. He's like, well, first Oscar's asking, does anyone have a Instagram? But then he's like, Michael and I got accepted for the adoption finally. And of course, our mod chat is so dead that the only one who responded was Crystal. Crystala's like, OMG. And Robbie's like, I'm so excited. And Crystala's like, congratulations with the friend's picture and all that. And then Robbie's like, I'm not telling YouTube. And Crystola comes back with, yeah, okay, no, don't say anything and all that. And then I go in there because I've gotten a message from him saying, hey, it's out, because he knows I would have freaking flipped out. I would be jumping in a car to drive out that drive. Well, that would have been a very short trip. Very short trip. I would have driven to the airport and then done that. Yeah, that works. And also, I'm like, Robbie and Michael, the proud papas of a 7-pound bundle, because I knew that's their dog and cat and all that. But it played into it. Oh my God, we had so much fun. He did say April Fool's finally. So we knew there was a reason why Robbie chose April Fool's Day for his wedding date. Now we know why. It was a long con right there, just so he could tell everyone that they got accepted for adoption. So, and also, oh, was Harley being a hellion tonight? You know, trust me, this one here is being ridiculous. I mean, she is like the biggest bitch. Yeah. Oh, you look at me. I call you bitch and you look at me. Is that it? Is that it, little girl, little rugrat? You look like a little rat, don't you? They're going to have fun. I'm going to try to get something where they can go playing around up on the North Shore this weekend. We're taking all 3 dogs and the bird. All 3 are going to go up on the North Shore with us. So you want to say hi, Cassie? You saying hi? Say hi. Yes. I couldn't bring the other dogs over because she'd get mad right now. So But anyhow, yeah, one day you guys can all, I think patriotism just said someday you guys would surprise me out here. Someday you guys can all surprise me out here. Actually, I think it'd be fun someday if there's a cruise with Norwegian Cruise Lines that starts here in Hawaii, okay, and visits all the islands, and then you go to French Tahiti. I haven't done that one yet. I've done the inner island one, but I've never done the French Tahiti one. And so that's on my bucket list. So I keep thinking, wouldn't that be an awesome? I mean, we could get the whole sleuth mom Ohana and everything else. Oh, she does. She thinks her name is Bish. She does. Watch this, okay? Oh, she's like, hey, bitch. Oh, no. She looked somewhere else that time. Didn't work. Didn't work that time. Didn't work that time. Wow. Yeah, you just want attention. So, yeah. Anyhow, we will have to come up with some time that we can get a bunch of people out here and just have a fun little time. So, let this be known. Never surprise you. Yeah, never surprise. Yep, there you go, girls. So, but anyhow, no. Going back to our 2 cases for the day. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about Veronica and Jillian. I'm really worried about them. When I started looking at their cases, I was thinking, okay, you know what? We just need to get the word out. Okay, maybe, and they could have still been just grabbed by someone. Okay, there is trafficking and stuff like that. How's that for a segue? I can segue into these things pretty good. But no, seriously, they could. There are options out there where they're still with us. There's always hope, guys. So we need to share their pictures. We need to share their story out there. Caleb, we need to share his story. The bigger he gets, the more we can get people out there and find the right person who knows what happened to him and is willing to open up their mouth and tell the story. Someone has to tell that story. They know his story and they need to tell that story. And so someone out there. In the meantime, just so you guys know, I have been talking with Gianna's dad a bit more. There's a lot going on with Gianna. That little girl has not been put to rest yet. I'm working on getting answers to this right now, but they're still waiting on the state to come through with some things to be able to put her to rest. We should be hearing fairly soon. They were supposed to in April be having trial for her, which of course we know they're going to push off. And I'll let you know the moment I hear what's going on with that. I'll let you know because I am going to follow Gianna's case all the way through to the point where she gets justice. And we are going to tell her story and we're going to make sure everyone knows her story because that little girl had family who were wanting to make sure that she had everything in life to succeed and her future was taken away from her. So we're going to continue. I am working right now on setting up some interviews about that. Also, Ariel's case is still being heard. This fall, we should finally have trial coming together. So yes. So anyhow, I do need to log off because I've got the first read through for the play that I am assistant directing tonight. And I got to go help a bunch of people learn how to use Zoom because we have a lot of older folks in this show who have never actually used Zoom in their life. So I'm going to help them learn how to do it in a few minutes. So if you guys can help us on sharing out their story, I do want to say, Joy, you are amazing. Yeah, I'm going to tell their story. We're all telling their story. Every time you tune in, every time you leave a comment, you help push the algorithm forward to make sure people hear their story. You do that every time you go to any channel and any live, you are helping to tell whatever that story is. So you're part of that. So continue to help us with that. And Joy, you have no mind. There are no words. There are no words. Thank you. Mahalo. And I love you, my dear. And so anyhow, I'm out of here. I got 3 dogs happy. So I'm out of here right now. And I'm going to go get Zoom set up. So aloha Mahalo, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye bye.